All right, guys. So at this point, you should have created your cover photo. We're working on the children's book. So you should have your cover page. All right, that's your first thing, kind of showing what you might want the cover of your book to look like. All right. And then the second thing you should have completed is you have your storyboard, which shows the progression of your story, what you think the individual pages may look like, and kind of what your story is about. Um, and then the third assignment you should have already done and completed is this paper version of your book, kind of outlining your story. That way you have a guide and kind of what each page may look like, how much illustration, how much words there are, things like that. Okay, so those are three things you should have done so far that we've done in class. Now, the next thing we've got to understand is how are we going to illustrate it and how are we going to add text and basic things like that. So first thing we need to recognize is we need to know the difference between raster images versus vector images. So if we look here, you guys have linked in the classroom, you have a Pikachu image. When you open that up, all right, here in Adobe, right, what you're going to notice is if we zoom in, Command plus all the way in, you start seeing pixels. All right, that is a raster image. All right, what you guys need instead is we're going to vectorize it. Okay, and what that means is as you zoom in or as big as you want to make it, it'll only get larger, right? It's not going to be pixelated because it'll be what is considered a vector. Kind of like you see the picture here in this example. This if we were to blow this up, you're going to get to zoom in. You're going to see where all those shades and colors come from. This has been vectorized, so we could make and blow that image up as big as we would like, and it will not get disproportional. It won't be pixelated, anything like that. All right, so that's the first thing to understand. So this is an example of what you're going to be completing today. Okay, you're going to download this Pikachu image, and you're going to open it up. Okay. And so obviously you guys are here. We're going to be using Adobe Illustrator. So in Illustrator, you're going to open it up. And there's going to be a couple things you need to use. You're going to be using the pen tool right here on the left, not the one with the squiggly, but the pen tool, not the curvature tool, the pen. Okay. So make sure you got the pen tool. And what you're going to do is you're going to create different layers. Okay. So I'm going to delete here. So obviously when you download this, you're going to have layer one. So what you're going to do, you're going to want to hit this little square with a plus sign in it. That's going to create a layer. Now what you're going to do with the pen tool selected, you're going to start dropping down different points. Now, when you drop a point, as long as I hold down on my mouse, I'm holding click, I haven't let go yet, you can see the lines that have popped up here. Now, as I adjust, I let go. All right, and now you can see it automatically wants to do that. Now, here's the trick, right? You can click let go and it's going to let you adjust it a little bit, but it won't let me get it to where I want. So I'm going to hit Control Z to go back. Now, instead, I'm going to hold down the Alt key. And when you see that, you'll see that it allows me to say, nope, don't automatically do it. All right, and so now, even though it doesn't show that line, when I click to put this next point, well, I'm going to click here. All right, when I go to click to put this next point, I can add that curve in there as I want. Now, I'm going to continue on and do this, okay? So I'm going to hold Alt, click, all right, and here. And I'm going to keep following this, okay? You can also hit the Shift key and do this. If you hold the Shift key, you can see it doesn't get rid of your line, all right? And so I'm going to follow around, okay? Shift, click right there. You see that little kind of like pointy triangle pop up. All right, and I'm going to adjust this. All right, and for the sake of what you guys are going to do, you're going to continue all the way around, okay? And now it's going to be a lot easier to do just Pikachu's body. All right, some of this will have curves, some you can somewhat do. Some of it you don't have to. All right, it won't automatically curve for you. All right, in tight places, it gets kind of difficult. All right, there we go. You're going to go all the way around his body. A little curve there, not a large one. And I'm going to just do this just so for the sake of you guys are having something to refer to. All right, little inside curve, little outside curve, another little inside. All right, and you're going to follow this all the way back up to his head. Now, this is where you're going to go back under the Properties tab here. All right, and now what I'm going to do, I had it filled in. Some of you may already have it where it's like that. Make sure you choose that so you can actually see it. And what I like to do is I like to add a stroke around it. You may get rid of that stroke now. So like now, I got rid of the stroke, but what I am going to do, I'm going to go ahead, go in here. All right, and now you can see at the end of this, what I expect you guys, you're going to have multiple layers. So now that I have his body layer, I might go in here and name that body. All right, and now I'm going to add the next layer, and so I'm going to cut that body off. Maybe I'm going to do a layer for his tail. I want you guys to have a minimum of 5 layers, okay? You're going to have his body, his tail, maybe his ears, his cheeks, his eyes. That would be 5 layers. And then when you're done, you're going to screenshot, all right? And when you can do that, you're going to hit that print screen button, all right? And you're going to drag across and get all your layers, just like that, okay? So that's important for you guys to know and take a screenshot. That's what you're doing today. Now, once you're done with that, I'm going to show you guys an easier method, okay? Now, say you have downloaded an image that you want instead of creating your own. What you're actually going to do, you're going to use your select tool right here, and you're just going to click image trace. And now that allows you to trace an image if you need something. Now, there are multiple options. If you go into the property tab and you hit image trace, you can choose 3 colors. All right, and now you can go in and select different colors. It's not going to do it in different layers and recolor things so that you can, for say, all right, say I want to color something differently. You can do that and separate those different colors, recolor things, and now you have that to create into your storyboard. Okay, hope that makes sense. Other thing I'll show you really quick, if you don't know, so say I do a page where I'm introducing Pikachu. When you do this image trace, and I do 3 colors, all right, what you can do now to, you'll ungroup it, you'll hit expand, ungroup. Now you can get rid of that, and now you can go in here and individually color different things, okay? So if I wanted to make him have a blue tail, it'd look like something like that. Now, make sure to add text. All you're going to do is click the T over here, drag, type whatever your story is about, all right, and type like you guys. Now you can go over on this side, change the font, make it larger, bigger, make sure the grammar's good, and that's going to be how you start creating your story. Okay, 1 page at a time, and we'll go over how to set the book up and what that page looks like a little bit later on tomorrow.